All right. Hello and good evening. My name is Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org. In today's How to Do Semantic Search, Content Writing, SEO, what I want to walk through is really a tutorial, a guide, a framework on how to understand content writing or supporting content when you have a local business. You know, oftentimes I find myself speaking with business owners, and it's not that it's hard for them to understand because it always makes sense to them once it's described. But you are not a blog business owner. You're a business. You offer a service, and your objective here is to offer your services in the locations you provide them and then have enough depth of concept in order to be the authority. How you build depth of concept is not by having thousands of pages related to the topic in some semantic sense, right? Just because it's semantically related doesn't mean that I need to have 500 articles to describe or talk about every single subject, and we'll talk about why. But what the objective here is to answer each of the intent types, right? This way if we're looking to have a funnel, right? Note this, okay? You're starting at the top and you're working your way down, right? Now, down here is all the sales, okay? Up here is the info, okay? And then as we go farther and farther down into the funnel, okay, we get closer to the sale. Most business owners get these parts right. Now, what about this part and this part? And that's where the other intent types that are still informational need to be covered. When we say informational or supporting, the reason why we're doing this is because there's multiple ways of thinking. The same example that I've used time and time again, I'm going to use it again here, is it's the same reason why when you create a page, right? How many times have you done this? On your page up in the very top, right? What do you have? Over here, you have a contact, right? You'll have your pages here. Down here, you'll have what? A live pop-up. And then throughout the content right here, you're going to have a form. Now, why do we do this? Well, there's multiple reasons that you would say that it leads to higher conversions. Absolutely. But why? Because there's multiple modes of thinking. You see, some people want a phone number. Some people are going to fill out the form. This is most common. Some people need an answer right now. Not only is there different modes, but look here's another funnel within the website. Another way of thinking. Are you with me? Excellent. So what we're going to cover today is we're going to break down multiple concepts that all have to do with semantic search and ways to actually start increasing your overall visibility to answer all queries, no matter where they're at in the funnel. And it's actually a simple process. There's really, at the end of the day, only 8 ways to answer a question. And I'll cover them once again. There's who needs it, who, what, when, why, where, how, best, and versus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 types. Nice handwriting, Chris. I was in a rush, okay? I'm sorry. All right? It looks better when you're doing it. I assure you. It's very chilly in here, right? I'm a frugal man. So with that being said, we will describe this, and you can look this up for yourself. I love making these videos because as I watch as I watch others, I notice their mode of thinking changes. Cheers to you, friends. I love you guys. So here we go. Before we get into this, here, let me share with you a couple things real quick. So if you are on my channel and for some reason this is the very first time we've ever met, please take your time. This is a menu. It's very simple on purpose. Okay. Portal, sign up, consultation, whatever you need. You need fully managed. I have multiple services. You can click this, or you can schedule an intake if you want to work with us. That could be partner, that could be affiliate, that could be another agency, whatever you need. Scroll on down. You can take a look at all the menu. Here's the menu. This is what we have. And then if you're sick and tired of getting things like this, here, let me show you something real quick here. This is a value add, so I don't mind showing you. Take a look at this list. A lot of people still use DA, whatever. We had trust flow in here too. See this. This is a DR60, 59s, 56s. Okay. Honestly, let's be honest here. How many times have you gotten exactly a site that looks very similar to this? Okay, this is a basic. That's an AI. Even the AIs. How many times have you gotten an AI generated blog? Here, we'll even just stick with that, right? How many times have you gotten an AI generated blog and paid more than $20 for it? How many times? Come on, be honest. If you're sick and tired of getting ripped off, you want category specific and you want TRs that look like this, actually for a fair price, come see me. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. How many times have you gotten stuff that look like this? Honestly, I serve a lot of markets, so I'm not telling you who this was for. I serve a lot of markets. Maybe I clicked the wrong one. I thought I clicked the HVAC guy, but it looks like I clicked, I'm in a lot of markets, okay? I do own Gray Hat SEO, mind you, all right? So bear with me here. But if you're HVAC, or you're a plumber, or you're a dentist, or you're a chiropractor, your stuff won't be next to anything such as this, just to let you know. With that said, let's get out of here. So I talked about me. Now let's help you. So here's the main ideas here. All right. Semantic content writing. All right. Here's the big thing. All right. I already outlined the funnel and understanding the intent types. So here's one of the things I want to point out. So let's go out here and get an example. All right. So we're going to go out here to handy dandy Google, and we're going to grab a car accident lawyer. Okay. See, when you're building supporting content, when you're a high commercial intent business, your only goal of the supporting content, it serves two reasons. Do you know what they are? The reason why you're building your supporting content it's actually three. Building depth of concept, increasing overall category specific link types, right? And then on top of that, I'm passing internal semantic relevance from supporting to primary page. And it has a dramatic effect. And that's the real point of this semantic content writing, because when you're content writing, you have to bear in mind what the objective is. And that's to have more sales on your high commercial pages. Now, how can I get relevance from supporting content page? How can I get relevance from a supporting content page over to a high commercial intent page? How do you go about doing this? And that's what we're going to talk about right now. All right. So car accident lawyer, Houston. All right. I think, who's at the top? Jimmy boy. I put house. I had houses on the brain. Houston. Who is it? Jim or Jim? Wonderful. Perfect. Wonderful. Perfect. All right. I don't know who this is. This is for educational purposes only, by the way. All right. Look at number one, car accident lawyer. What's in the side? I do feel that you can do this a little bit differently, but here I want to point this out to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to utilize a secondary tool, okay? And we're going to outline the whole play here, and I'll edit this later because that's what I always do with these live videos in order to make it more concise because I'm thinking live. See, I don't have a teleprompter. This is out of my mind because I actually do this every day. Are you with me? So I'm just giving it to you because this is what I do. So here, I want to point this out to you. So it's not pre-scripted. There's no nonsense here. This is what it is. So here, I want to point this out to you. We're going to come inside of here and we're going to utilize what is called the organic research tool. All right. And that's going to be on the left-hand side. So I'm going to put in the page that I'm looking at, which is a high commercial intent page, in order to help us understand the semantic relevance that we want to pass to our commercial page. All right. Because we're looking for an edge. See, I can't rest on the authority, right? Like I can't do it like Jimmy Boy here, even though he's doing a lot right. All right, so we're going to come over here, go to organic. Okay. Oh, please, if you have any questions as we're going, or if you want me to clarify something, or if you want me to re-explain something, please ask the question. Also, I have time right now. I would love to share it with you. All right. So if you have any questions, because this is a stream, this is my Thursday mastermind, this is for you. If there's anything that I can do for you, you want me to look at your asset, look at your website, look at your GBP, anything, ask and I'll definitely get to you. If you just want to say hi, say hi. I would love that too. All right. This video will be moved to the members section. This video will be diced up to just take the main idea out and put it into a video. All right. So anything else or stuff that I help you out with, don't worry. I'm going to move it to members only. All right. All right. Thank you. So now, high commercial intent key term, car accident lawyer. All right. We are in Houston. We're in a main market. So what we're looking for right now is we want to look for this right here. So this is a specific page. We're going to come inside of here and we're going to go here. So we went to organic and now we're going to look at the key terms that it ranks for. It ranks for 1,000 key terms. Now, obviously, there's going to the big majority of the page. It's going to rank for variations of the primary. Okay. And now I sorted my columns differently. As you can see here, this might look different than yours. This is traffic, not traffic percentage. This isn't volume. See, there's volume. That's what the keyword gets. This is the traffic that they're actually deriving according to SEMrush. SEMrush is a very public company. They have the budget to get very good data. They're top shelf right now, regardless of what anybody says. Okay? Like it's public what they're bringing in. They are doing their thing. Okay? So you can either read propaganda or you can read public documentation. Like these guys got it going on. Okay. You don't have to take my word for it. You can go look for yourself. So anyway, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not on their roster. Just saying. With that being said, let's scroll on down the page here. So we're doing homework. So we already know what primary key term is. Now remember, in 2026, relevance equals rank. Okay. And this is key to understand. You see, it used to be a game of, and Ted Kabitis is the one that put me onto this, was the match terms, which were anything that was bolded in the SERPs, right? See, we already knew about primary key terms, such as Houston car accident lawyer and our variation, car accident lawyers, right? Law firm, like any variation, any match word, and plural and singular, right? We already knew that. See, but when it's relevance equals rank, that means that I can utilize words that often come up when talking about a subject, misclassified generally as LSI keywords, even though these are co-occurring key phrases. And what we're looking for from the top performing players as we go down this list is the key co-occurring keywords that they're actually getting traffic for. Because when we build our supporting content, I'm going to share with you how to formulate that. I'll share with you my framework that is very effective. I'll give you the framework of how to actually tune the page based upon the 8 intent types, right? But first, you have to understand what co-occurring keywords we want to make sure that we include when passing internal links from our supporting page to our high commercial intent page. This is critical. A way to make a high commercial intent page more relevant is by sending co-occurring key phrase from supporting over. And the more internal links that I could pass to that page, my supporting page, from supporting over, the better off my high commercial intent pages and the more optimized my supporting pages. Because we know that A tags are a major weighting factor as of 2026. Okay, so I'm making my page more relevant by jacking up A tag usage for what? Co-occurring key phrase. Relevance is rank. It's like repeating the same word over and over again. It's like doing 2017 SEO, but they've just become smarter. Why? Because they're understanding the full syntax of a page, the entire page. Okay, so as we scroll down the page, and I'm not just saying look at the top performer, you may want to take into 5 to 10 of these particular accounts. I'm giving you the framework, the layout. All right. So as we scroll down this page here, oh, I see a word, auto. Now, is that a match term or is that a variation or a co-occurring key phrase? Probably a match word, right? All right. So keep going. Wreck, car wreck, match word. Absolutely. Match words, co-occurring key phrases. We're going to keep going here. So also, the reason why I wanted to point out to you these match words, I lost track as I was chatting with you, is you don't want to repeat when you're creating your pages. Here, let me just outline this piece of information as we go so I don't forget about it because it's important, okay? Because this is the main subject here, but I want to point this out. So I have a page here. I'm going for the key term that has the highest CPC and the highest volume, but it's not that that's all we want. It's that in the primary zones of a page, right? And primary zones being what? Title tag, right? H1 and the URL, right? And then you're going to have primary density of a page. And then you're going to have the rest of your H tags, okay? And then you're going to have your A tags, okay? Are you with me? These are primary zones. So the primary zones within a page, yes, are going to have the primary key term and its variations. But at no time when creating a supporting piece of content, if this is car accident lawyer, car accident, right? I'm not going to say, well, what is a car accident lawyer? No. Why? Because the density of this page will compete with the high commercial intent page. So then what do? Here's what you do. See our list here? See these secondary terms, match terms that mean the same thing? It's like saying the same flipping thing, but it won't cannibalize, or at least it won't take clicks. It might show impression share when you go in Search Console and you look at keywords or pages that are showing up. If I put car accident here, I'll start getting clicks. I'll start stealing clicks from myself. But if I put what is a car wreck lawyer, that changes the game. Okay, that's a first piece of information, very critical for you. It may seem simple to some. I'm just saying, I want to give you it all. All right, now let's look at the next thing. So that's one piece of those match words, is we're going to have a higher density on the high commercial intent page using wreck, auto, car, right? Car accident, car accidents. But when we pull into our other page, right, our supporting documentation to answer those queries, we want to use variations of those match terms. All right. This way, there's no confusion in primary optimization zones. This one's going for car accident, right? This is going for auto accident, but it's still the same thing, and this can support over here. Okay. Okay. So I nailed that. Excuse me. Now, let's talk about passing semantic relevance from supporting content document. And I'll describe what that is in case you're new here. And I welcome you and thank you. I'll describe to you the difference and why we're doing this. I'll put the structure in here and I'll share with you how you can pass semantic relevance from supporting over to high commercial. But it starts with looking at what Google's rewarding in two places. The first place is looking and identifying in here, okay? This is the tool I use. You don't have to use this tool. In my opinion, and public documentation suggests that this is the better tool, right? As far as data and dollars, SEMrush is king, right? Personal preference, I like this, but I also like Ahrefs. Just saying. With that said, let's come on down the page here. Now we can see all of these CDCs. This identifies commercial intent. If you were curious, I identifies informational intent. Okay. Now, this is critical to understand. Do you see how all of these are C's and there will be variations of primary term, or it'll be singular plural of term, but usually a variation. And see how this just changed to an I, but it's still on our high commercial intent page. So what does that tell us? This is the key indicator that when we have, I'm going to use this as an example because it's plain as day, and this is what we're looking for. Remember, we're going to go to the top 5 to 10 players, and we're looking for informational phrases that are going to our high commercial intent page. Why? Because they contain the co-occurring key phrases that we want to utilize as A tags to point over. You with me? So, for instance, all right, I'll spell this out a little bit. So the big key here is that word traffic. Traffic wreck. But that word traffic is critical. Now, do you remember the trick I used to show you guys and gals? Remember, you go when you put your base keyword over here. Watch. Remember, I'll show you. Traffic, I. All right, we have a mixed. This is a blended cert. Oh, drunk driving, or drunk driving. Okay. Houston, speeding. Okay, you with me? Speeding. Transactional can work. Collision is a co-occurring key phrase. You can utilize this. This collision is a word that often comes up when talking about car accident lawyer. Is this starting to make sense? These are co-occurring key phrases, but not based upon just, and remember I said there's 2 ways to find these terms. The ones that are most relevant, right? And there's, okay, I won't get too far in the weeds, but collision, I'll just show you 3 on this page. But remember, we're looking at the top 10 performers in order to find this. And there's 2 ways to find these, okay? I like using traffic is a little bit more optimal, but there's another way, which I'll show you next. But take a look at this. See speeding, okay? So speeding, drunk driving, and traffic. Traffic, drunk, speed, collision, okay? See those? Now, remember that old trick I showed you? Take a look, all right? Now, I used to stuff these into H tags, and then there was helpful content, and there was a shift. It took me a month or 2 to figure out, and see, on accounts where, if you're a client, I'll show you whatever you want, all right? I have huge wins. Here, I can show you one. I have permission. It doesn't matter. I'll show you one before we get off. I got one for you. But here, come over here. Here's the trick. Remember this trick? You go over to the keyword magic tool and you want to put your base term. Remember, base term or head term is based upon CPC and traffic. And it's not that that's what matters, but you always put into primary optimization zone. See, guys that don't know what they're talking about, they'll say, oh, you don't go after the traffic. Well, of course not. I want it all. But in primary optimization zones, of course, we're going to put the head term. Why? Because everything's categorized. There's a hierarchy to everything. So the hierarchy is base term, car accident, and then we packet everything that means the same thing to Google. Simple. How do we determine this? Well, you can look in the SERPs, or you can see what your competition is ranking for. If they're ranking for it, it goes into the page. Simple, right? So here, car accident, lawyer. Watch this. Remember those words? Speeding, drunk, traffic, collision. Now, I don't know if those are the most optimal co-occurring key phrases, but here, car, accident, lawyer. You can put Houston if you want. It's unnecessary, but it might throw off our So here's another way of finding them, and oftentimes they'll match up unless there's other terms that are more relevant and more widely utilized. And what we're looking for is co-occurring key phrase. Sometimes mixed on the side here by volume. This is utilizations within the SERP of the 100, how many they found according to SEMrush. And as we scroll down this page here, you should start to see them depending upon, there's drunk, there's death, and I don't have the expensive. I only saw 2. Oh, wow. So those are low. Hey, it's live TV. I found 2. I was thinking all 4 would be at the top, but I was able to show you another way of seeing them. So these are the ones that are more widely utilized. I only found 2 of the 4. Fine. Okay. But with that being said, as we scroll down this list, we can take a look at these here. These are co-occurring key phrase. Also entities will be mixed in. And then I'll show you one more way to find these co-occurring key phrases, and then I'll give you the framework. All right. So another way of doing this, and again, I'm only looking at one for time because I don't want to open them all up and show you the whole thing because I only need to show you once. But come over here. Another way of doing this is by looking for co-occurring key phrases that are utilized within the page's primary or most prominence, the most prominence within a page. Okay. So how you would go about doing this is just a tool. This is a SEMrush product. It's free. Okay. Been using this since the dawn of time. Why switch it up now? Look at this, 8,000 words. Okay. Now what we're looking for is as you go down the list, you want to cross out things like entity, primary key term, variation, match words. And what we're looking for is co-occurring key phrases. All right. So as we go down our list, usually in weaker SERPs, like if you're HVAC or if you're a plumber or you're doing moving company or something along these lines, like a service-based, not like plumber or dentist or, like the harder stuff in the bigger cities. Like big cities are always crazy stuff like this. But as we scroll down here, car, entity, right? Accidents, a case. A case could be perceived as an entity, but this is a co-occurring key phrase. Car could be a co-occurring key phrase, but it's part of our primary key term. Houston, entity. Lawyer, entity, right? Injuries, co-occurring key phrase, right? Are you with me now? Days, who would have thought? I wonder if that's a co-occurring key phrase. Are you with me? So now that I've showed you 3 ways to procure the most relevant co-occurring key phrases based upon the winners. See, there's 1,000,001 LSI tools out there, but they're going out and they're saying, okay, based upon our data, where are they pulling it from? I want to know what Google says. What is Google rewarding? And we know what's being rewarded based upon top performers or looking at traffic of a website. What your site's about is the traffic that Google sends you. Simple. How many times have you tuned your page for a bunch of different stuff or a head term, and then you get the majority of your traffic for a key phrase that you feel like you got lucky, right? Like, yeah, I was optimized for this, but I'm getting 300 hits a month based upon this some odd phrase or some weird phrase, right? Pages rank for more than one term. You put the head term in the primary areas, and then you pack it with all the co-occurring key phrases, entities, and variations of term that mean the same thing. And there's a way to check that, which I've showed. You take base term and then you search for a variation. For instance, today I was talking with a gentleman. He was doing Invisalign. Great guy, right? So he was doing Invisalign, and it's very simple. So if you have a base term, and we'll say it's Invisalign in NYC. This is my head term, okay? Now, he had on his website Invisalign for children, right? Also for adults. So on this page here, all you have to do, another way of looking up to see if Google thinks it's the same thing, is you want to geo-modify, all right? Geo-modify is change SERPs. Yes, you can do broad match searching from the location, and yes, I understand that's very, very important to make sure you find the ideal winner. But when we're doing this, we will put a geo-modifier within the actual query, and then we do a search for the base term, and we do a search for this. If you see the same sites, same pages, but in different orders, It means the same thing. And that means that Invisalign children, when I'm doing that search, it will have a different sort order than this query here, Invisalign NYC, right? So when I'm looking down this list, it's the same pages and same sites in this SERP, but they're in different order. The number 1 guy is now number 3. The number 2 guy is now number 5. So what do? Well, you come over here to this particular SERP. You identify the first 5 to 10, and you see how many times did they say the word child or adult. And then you want to increase your overall prominence on this page to match and mirror and exceed and beat this page. But Google has already said that adult Invisalign is the same as Invisalign. And that's how you identify that. This is semantic SEO. All right? It's understanding how Google perceives phrases and topics and ideas. See, when they said that it's about topics, they were right. But it's still about keywords. It's just understanding their associations. Google has gotten so much better at understanding that the guy that has, or gal, the company that has Invisalign NYC is also servicing adult Invisalign NYC. And yes, it is true. If I buy adult Invisalign.nyc.com, yeah, I might hit number 1. But you're only relevant for that keyword set. Meanwhile, I have a page here that's Invisalign NYC for adults. I have the primary, I have children, I have general, and then any other subset of the key term as well. This page can rank for hundreds of keywords. And that's the name of the game. So let's go back to the original idea, because I set up the main idea. I gave you some frameworks and I've built on top of it. Let's go back to the original idea. All right. Is this making sense? Is there anything I need to clarify so far before I give you the framework on how to pass semantic relevance from supporting content to primary high commercial intent page? Let me see. Anything you want clarified? Any questions thus far? Let's see. Yo, Chris, what's up, man? Your GMB sunk? Well, I don't think you work with me anymore. You see, let's just say we have a great guy who loves dogs, right? You have a great guy that works with dogs, right? Cool guy, fixes cars, awesome dude, one of my favorite guys. He may even like skateboards. Who knows, right? With that said, he met a dude who's the best at SEO. Arguably the best in one particular type, which is called local SEO. In any case, you get where we're going with this? Oh, why don't you spend some time with me? Okay. And then 2, I would love to help you out. We'll take a look and see what's going on. Since it's you, why don't you go to the calendar, and I have intake calls, 15 minutes. They're complimentary. Not Monday or Tuesday, but like a Wednesday or a Tuesday after, say, 11. Book a free call. Ollie. And I'll take a look and see what's going on, and we'll see what we can do for you, all right? Okay, now let's take a look here. I was looking at that today. Co-occurring keywords always say best video ever, but you keep producing them. Flipping awesome. Wish I had a question, but always answer most I have in video. Thank you. I do try. Well, these are things that come up relatively consistently. Hey, how are you? I am doing phenomenal. How are you, sir? It's good to see you. It's great to see you. But let's get back. Okay. All right. I'm getting warmed up now. All right. Have you guys tried these? And gals, anybody? They are called iced vanilla berry Red Bull, sugar-free, a pure delight. I must confess. It's absolutely phenomenal. Red Bull, if you ever want an SEO to sponsor you, I am all in, dude. I like almost everything you guys produce except for a couple things. But let's get back to SEO. Oh, I moved this. So now let's talk about building semantic relevance. All right. So first, you need to grasp or understand the way to structure things. And I'll briefly go over that, and I'll try not to write a mess. Is this looking the right way? Okay. Now, yes, I've described this before, but I want to make this as clear as I possibly can, okay? And I do apologize if you know where I'm going with this, but things have changed. People will see videos of mine, and I'm not going to take down a ranking video, but things change in SEO, right? So they'll see old videos, or they'll see me talking about a specific brand. And just because I'm doing it this way for this person doesn't mean that most of the time this is the best way of doing it, right? And I'll talk about that right now, okay? See, here, let me point this out for you. Pen, okay, palette, okay. So there's always two ways of going about things, and you need to look in your SERP to know how it's done. So you're going to have site.com / let's just say it's car lawyer, okay? / car law, how about Miami? Okay? So this is one way of doing it, but I'm not going to build a hard silo unless Google, when you look, is rewarding a hard silo. Okay? Does that make sense? Like if I'm looking down the SERP of 9 organically, and I see that the top performing websites on majority, meaning more than 5, has a structure that looks like this, then I'm going to build a structure that looks like this. Now, if I look and see all directories, I'll build a site that looks just like this. Okay? The next element that I want to point out to you is this. Let me share this with you. So you have, which works almost 90% of the time, is this. You'll have law.com, right? / car, I'm going to make these short, lawyer. Okay? Now let's say that we're in Florida. I will optimize the page, meaning that the title, the H1, lead H2, and density of this page, car lawyer, will be optimized for car lawyer Florida. And there's a reason for this. Okay. Now, again, we're looking in the SERPs to see what Google is rewarding. All right. And the piece that I want to point out in your decision is if you see you do a geo-modified search, for instance, using this example here, car accident lawyer Miami, right? Car accident lawyer searching from Miami. How you know a true winner is, are they winning in the map pack and in organic? All right. Now, if they change sort order, but they're in the top 5 positions, when I do each search, that's your true winner. Okay. And what we're looking for is we're looking to identify in the first page of organic, top 9 results, because they took one away. We're looking to have at least two of the players that are in maps to be also in organic. When we identify them, there's your true winner. And a lot of times, their structure will be the majority. And that's one way of definitely choosing, okay, which way do we want to go, right? Because we'll identify it. The next element that I want to point out to you is, see how this says car lawyer? See, when Google, all the others will say, okay, keep this short, keep your URL short. But, and this oftentimes will confuse business owners. When they're talking about keeping the URL short, they're talking about this part here. This is the part that needs to be short. And how do we know they're looking at this and not the whole thing? Because sometimes you'll build supporting content here, and then it becomes longer. We know that they're only looking at this because when we do disavow, or if we're looking to do content removal, right, from the SERPs in Search Console, they're always looking for the page. This tells us that when they're talking about URL, this is what they're talking about. Plus, they describe it. There's many pages in Google Search Central that describe this. The reason why I know a lot of these answers is because I've asked them to myself, right? This is different than reading from, say, a teleprompter. Anyway. All right. See, I guess I just look at things differently. Do I want a rehearsed video where somebody has no flipping idea, but boy, it makes good marketing? Or tenths of seconds of stumble because they're retrieving information from their brain? It's up to you to decide. But here's the next piece that I want to point out. So we talked about the structure. We talked about how to understand the hierarchy. Here's one last piece that I'll point out to you. So we will have our law site.com. We're going to have our state page. I'm not going to write them out anymore just for sake of time. You can do it however you want. I'm just going to write state. Okay? Now, when we're building informational content, all right, you have your state, or if you're only in one state, which is most common, so that's what I'm going to focus on, you will have car accident lawyer, right? This page will be optimized for state usually. Then when you have your city pages, car, law, Miami, okay? I have a city page off of the root, depending upon what Google's rewarding. Chris, why are you going through this again? Because when we're building informational content, this is a shift. I need to build 8 pieces to answer everybody in the funnel, remember. So when I'm building my supporting content, I want to build it here off of the state page. This is my top level page. It's a hub page. Just like if you go and look, here's a great example. Everybody in this space knows this site. It's called Backlinko. Go and look at Backlinko's blog. You see, or HubSpot's. Maybe HubSpot's a bad example because they fell off. But see, what's great about Backlinko is he has a minimal amount and maximizes keyword, right? I'm not saying that they're the Dundada. Well, SEMrush owns it now. But with that being said, he'll have one page that's super long and they'll continuously add on, right? Because they understand what I'm teaching you right now. So what you want to do here is set up this page here is a hub, just like that blog. So when I'm answering my queries, I'll answer my who, what, when, why, where, how, best of, and verses here to support, because it's in the structure, this page right here. Okay? It supports this page. At no time do I build geo-specific supporting content here. And that's a shift from 2 years ago. So I would have told you hey, this should be done. Because informational content that's geo-specific is just like your high commercial intent geo-specific. It doesn't cannibalize. Yes, it's technically duplicated content because you would just repeat, just like you were doing your location pages. You know how you'll just geo-modify? Well, we used to do that with our info pages because I realized, hey, I can hit more SERPs. But Google doesn't reward that now. They'll still reward the locations, right? But it's not ideal. But what they won't honor is geo-specific informational content. And I'm sure you could pull a rabbit out of a hat and find me 1 or 2 examples, but I to your 2 examples, I'll go find 98 that don't do it, right? It's just not optimal. There's many ways to win, but this is the most optimal that I have found. So you build your supporting content, evergreen, answer all queries about your main subject, in this instance, car accident lawyer. And then when you're building out your page, you have your header going to primary pages like car accident, footer going to primary pages like car accident, but in your supporting, you have a sidebar that points to your location pages. And then this section here goes to your primary location pages and also your other informational pages. And then now I want to talk about ways to pass more semantic relevance from your supporting content, utilizing co-occurring key phrase. Because again, your supporting content is there to pass relevance, and it does a few other things. And those things are very simple. First and foremost, you have a high commercial intent page, right? Let's just say that's this page. I'll make this a little fatter so it's easier to see, because my eyes are bad. I don't know about yours, but I have a hard time seeing stuff that's small, all right? Let's make this black, or let's make this black right here, and let's make this blue as opposed to red, okay? Is that okay? Or we'll make it green, okay? So here is our money page, also known as high commercial intent. Now we're building our supporting pages. And now inside of this page here, okay, we want to have, when we're writing our content, because we're answering who, what, when, why, where, how, best of, and verses, in this page, remember when we were looking at that Houston example, we found words like collision, drunk driving, traffic. These are co-occurring key phrases. Often when talking about car accident lawyer, these are words that show up when talking about said subject. So inside the body, not the sidebar. Sidebar points to what? Other supporting content, right? And my top level service page, all right? And then any other location pages that are in a particular area, most notably inside of a state, okay? If that's how you're breaking down your site. So other supporting articles to do with car accident lawyer goes in the sidebar. In the head bar goes your top level page. In the footer goes to your top level page. Sidebar goes to location and supporting content. Body anchor text, which sidebar is also body, okay, is going to go where? And what will be the A tag? What's going to be the A tag will be words, in this instance, because this is car accident, I want to rank it for that. It would be words like collision. It would be words like traffic, along with other words if you want. Words like drunk, words like auto, right? You get the point, co-occurring key phrase to increase the overall A tag density of this page. A tags make the weight of a particular word heavier. Co-occurring key phrases are words that show up oftentimes when talking about said subject. So by making them an A tag, it makes my page more relevant. I don't have to repeat the same keyword over and over to make a page relevant. And in 2026, relevance is rank. So by utilizing words like collision and traffic and drunk and pointing it over here to the car page, it serves 2 purposes. 1, makes this page more relevant, the supporting content, and B, it passes relevance to this page. And that brings me to my next point. Now we'll do this in red. The only flippin' reason for a supporting piece of content is it serves a few things. Most notably, there's 3 reasons why you create supporting content. 1, 2, 3. What are they, Chris? Well, one of the things is I want to be relevant for all intents. That's 1. 2, I want to pass relevance to supporting page. And 3, I want another page that's not the queen in the game or the king in the game. It's a pawn. It's a rook. It's a knight. It's not a castle. It's supporting. If I lose a high commercial intent page that's 8 years old, there's a problem. If this page is getting traffic and I end up losing it because all links are against guideline, I can still have the opportunity to change it out of the keyword set, change it to a different informational piece if I have to. Goodness forbid if I get an algorithmic penalty, right? Because the third thing that we're doing is we are increasing category-specific links, right? Because I know I don't want to build them here. I can have zero risk on this page, but I can get my category-specific links and higher volumes at lower cost to these pages to support. Are you with me? Because remember, these are mini hubs. They have headers, they have footers, they have sidebar, and they have internal anchor. Are you with me? Wonderful. And that, my friend, is the main subject for today. So in recap, the main big idea to wrap it all up is when you have your page for commercial intent, and I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. I have sidebars on all of these, right? I have headers and footers on all of these. Headers and footers are linking to top level, okay? Sidebars are pointing to top level and other supporting pages. And also, I'm building to my location pages. You with me? Now, inside of this page, I'm using co-occurring key phrases and A tags, not only primary key terms. And the reason for this is because co-occurring key phrases is relevance. These are words that come up when talking about a subject, and relevance is rank in 2026. I'm looking to not only optimize these pages to answer a query supporting, but also pass relevance to the main page high commercial intent. Now, here's what I don't want you to notice, or I don't want you to do. The reason why you want to stick with the 8 pieces of content and answer the who, what, when, why, where, how, versus, and best is because that answers everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It answers everybody because I have the 8 intents answered. But don't forget, you also have what? Location pages. So that could be anywhere between 10 to 20. Let's just say it's 20 pages. Plus I have the 8 informational pages. That's 28, 34 pages. Now here's a mistake that I see all of the time. And I do not want you to make this mistake. All right? Do you understand this concept? Informational support, answering all intents because it's based upon their buying cycle, right? The reason why we would never, in this example, exceed 34 pages is why. I will describe that to you right now, and then I'd be happy to answer your questions. But here's why. On your website, okay? On your website, this is your website, okay? On your website, you have your homepage, right? And then off of your homepage, you will have a service page, right? This is service. And then off of this, you will answer your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 informational pages. But wait, That's not all, Chris. Don't forget about 1, 2, 3, who knows how many location pages. All right. Now, people were drawing those circles, confusing everyone, calling them content clusters. But it's not that we were making a cluster and answering every query. Oh, no, we don't want to confuse Google. Let's think about it more like a hierarchy, just like semantic SEO. Let's think about it as a hierarchy. Let's not build and follow the herd. Let's think like a computer. Homepage, primary entity, right? Then the next thing, and let's make this bigger to understand, this is the homepage. The next thing is primary service, right? Then you have your locations, right? Then you have your supporting, right? And not only are we able to answer everybody in the funnel, but we've also now just built depth of concept. We have the answer no matter what their intent is based upon a head service, and it all supports a main idea. Does that make sense? Excellent. That's it for today. No, that was my main talk for today. Oh, you know what? Since we're on a roll, I guess I feel pretty great right now. I think we're having good. I'm having a good time. I hope that you are you? I hope. Here, I did get 2 questions that I thought were pretty good within my mastermind today. Every Thursday, I group everything in on Thursdays to education because I work during the week, right? I run an agency, so education is not my business. It's to educate, to increase actual value in the marketplace, because there's them and then there's us. And in order to understand the value of myself or people like us, I need to educate. So that's why I spend a day every Thursday doing these classes and making videos during the week. I spend an hour a day, I make a video, right? Here's the questions that I want to answer, and these are in the local SEO space, okay? So here's what I want to describe. So the first question was having to do with, Chris, I have a homepage, okay? But I also have a location page. And when I first started, I made this page about a primary key term, okay? And I put in my primary optimization zones, title, H1, primary density, okay? Lead in H2, and some of the A tags. I put location and primary service, and that's on the homepage. But I heard you say, myself, that this should be brand. So what I also did is I have another page, a service page. So should I remove this page and just keep this, because now my homepage is getting all the traffic, but I want to add, and I have other services. So what should I do, Chris? So, and here's the way to think about that, all right? If you have 2 pages, right now, it's very simple. If you're a local business owner, all right, and you're operating and you offer services in one location, and you have one primary service, for instance, let's just say that you are a personal injury lawyer, right? You're a personal injury lawyer, but a personal injury lawyer isn't just personal injury. It's car, truck, rideshare, medical malpractice, brain injury, right? These all are personal injury, essentially speaking, right? So in this case here, if I'm only in one location, I service a location, I have no plans on moving, and I already have made a slight error, I'm not going to build out another page to compete, and I'm not going to take away my performance. In the case, if you've done this already, remove that secondary page. Make your homepage for primary service, personal injury, because that's a category, that's a head category. This will go after the primary, right? And then I have the opportunity / so this is law.com / or / whatever, right? And then I could do car if you want. I could do my truck, but my homepage will go after primary location and the head term. You with me? So that's the first question. Next thing that I want to outline for you is this. So we know that having others, right? Like, it's one thing we can tout all we want. Google does not value what you say. They only value what you say, plus have you been validated by others, especially now in 2026. So when it comes to building out your vectors, okay, this is how I understand it. I'm sure there's other ways to describe this, but this is how I understand, so this is how I'll show you. But it is right, all right? The terminology, the techno-babble might be wrong, but the concept is right. Multiple vectors, okay? So we know that content, text, link graph, right? Image, audio, video, right? These are the vectors, okay? So our job now is to have a property, an entity. We are a personal injury lawyer, and our job is to fuel each of these facets, these buckets. We want to be, we had a class with my son. You want to be a bucket filler, son? We want to be bucket fillers for each of these, right? We're a bucket filler to answer each of these vector types. And the goal here is that, yes, we're producing content, but it's very specific content in specific formats on specific assets that gets the most value. So if the main concept here is to fill up these vectors, scream from the hilltops that I am the best personal injury lawyer there possibly is. And I said it. I made PDFs. I made images. I say it on my website. I have audio. I've made videos, right? These are the content types. The next aspect, in order to hurry this up, is that because we want to build a framework around this, because that sounds great, but how do I make that actionable, Chris? That's the question I get. To make this actionable, you need to find a base piece of content, right? Now, so I'll describe from my framework, I create a video, right? That video is what? Transcribed into what? Words. With me? Those words go into multiple summaries. So there's my lexical, right? This video and words, I now have a video, and I also have articles, and I also have summaries. Now, why is that important? And from that video, I also have audio, MP3. You with me? Base content was video, and I was able to syndicate all based off of one piece of content. You can do the same with your blog. A lot of people I talk to, Chris, I don't want to make video. I get it. Dude, I was scared to death to make videos. You don't have to make video. But writing is thinking. Video is thinking. It's just faster, right? So if you're doing blogs, great. Let's switch this, and let's make this into article. text could be turned into a picture graph or a picture book. So now you have your video, you have your audio, all from one base piece of content. If you write an article that's supporting the main idea, you're a personal injury lawyer. I create who are the best personal injury lawyers. That article could be transcribed, turned into a video. It can be turned into multiple summaries. It can be created into an article. It can be made into this video. It could be also an MP3 file that's going to be the video or the audio because it's going to be read, right? And now what I want to do is I want to syndicate to all platforms, but it needs to be unique, or the word is native to the platform. So the question was, now that you know what the goal is, how do I get there? I gave you a framework and I gave you the goal. So the question is if we know that it has to be native, then what do we have to do, right? So here's what you do. When you have your initial thumbnail or an image that's on the website, like say I use video, you're going to use your blog, right? Most people do. Now, my goal, you already know what the goal is, and I'm sure you can figure out how to make the summaries. So my goal is to take this blog, right? And I want to be able to fill the buckets, the vector buckets. You with me? I need to fill the bucket, right? I have a blog. I'm going to transcribe this, or I'm going to take this and I'm going to have it read to make MP3. So this now is a podcast, okay? From the blog. It's now a podcast. Are you with me? There's my audio vector, okay? Next thing is within this blog, I'm going to have an image, but I can't use the same image that's in the blog. And I don't want to use AI because they're watermarking them and we don't know what they're going to do tomorrow and yada, 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 yada. Don't spin your wheels. Don't waste time, okay? When you waste time, you're going to miss your opportunity. So here's what you do. You take this blog and you take that image and you change the size to make the image. So this image can be resized, or you can change the pixelation by adjusting. You could flip it. You can add a gradient to it. And now that image is now what? It's now Twitter, or known as X, Pinterest, Reddit, all of those platforms. So now we have our MP3, we have our blog, we have our multiple images. Those multiple images plus this blog is now a picture book video. And now I have my MP4. I have video, I have text plus link graph, I have blog, I'm going to have my image, and last I'm going to have my audio. I filled all the vectors, and by filling the vectors, and here's the MP3 file, I also am having others give me external votes, because it's not just about links anymore. It's not just about having the content anymore. That's only 2 vectors. That's only 2 vector databases. Your goal is to get into the vector databases. All right? And you can do it just off of your blog. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry about the next guy. All right? Just do what's required, especially right now because they're training. Get into the graph, get into the vector databases, figure out what a vector database is, and produce content to get in there as fast as you can right now. And then you can think, don't forget about who showed you. I love you guys. If you have any questions about local SEO, let me know. But that question came from a friend that has a massage. Actually, it's a sports massage in Australia. I won't say her name, but thank you for those questions. And he really just wanted to know, hey, I know I want to syndicate, but do I have to change my image, right? And changing the image is changing the hash. It's called a hash 5, okay? And changing it ever so slightly produces a new hash code. If it's new hash, it's unique to the system. All you care about is unique, all right? And also, since the dawn of time, changing them in this manner there's never been any scrutiny or issue or copyright issues. Like, we don't know what Google's going to do tomorrow or any other similarity-based, cosine similarity-based system or RAG system. We don't know what they're going to do. Okay? So what we know that they're not going to do is they have a base system that's never going to change. Okay? They're just adding on top. All right, so there's that. Let's see if you have any questions. If not, well, then we'll call it a night. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. If there's anything I can help you out with, I would love to. Okay, we'll go like this. We'll pull this up. All right, so the next Hamed says, H.A. Madbutt. Ha, Madbutt. Good to see you, man. Is there any way I can give you a call or join the meeting? I have a lot of questions. Thank you so much. Sure, ask. You can ask me right here. I would love to hear your questions. Let's see it. How about this? I'll give you a code. I'll put a code inside the chat, and you can come in here and chat with me. But if you say anything that you shouldn't, I'm going to immediately kick you out, okay? Just so we have that agreement. There's no profanity, all right? No politics, no profanity, no nothing. Only SEO, okay? That's what we talk about here. As long as we can make that agreement, I'll let you into this room and we'll have a chat. Deal? Okay, deal. QR image. Hold up. Where is the URL at? This goes for anybody. If you want to come in and chat, like, let's pretend that we're sitting at the table having dinner with our pastor. Okay, and we're having a friendly discussion about SEO. All right, let's do it this way. No crazy stuff on the camera. Nothing like that, okay? I know you're not like that, but I'm just saying, who knows? All right? So here, we're going to go into this. You're going to put this URL. I'll put it inside the chat right now. Take this URL if you'd like and come on in and we can discuss whatever you would like. I don't want to know your agency name, just whatever you need help with, all right? All right. No pitching. Like, if I don't do it, you can't do it. All right, now that we have the ground rules out of the way. Here. So here, let me go over to YouTube. Oh, I have it up still. Sorry. There you go. Inside the chat there, you can join the stream right there. Feel free. You can come in. You don't have to turn on your camera if you don't want. And then, but we could hear audio. It'll showcase. And you can come in here and ask all the questions you want. All right. All right. So there's that. And then now I know why my location pages stays for 6, always in the 3 pack. But I think organics are influenced by paid. Okay. All right. Organic is influenced by paid, but it's only because there's increased session plus there's secondary searches that are made, right? Next is, I guess, my only question on overlapping locations. My location pages are showing up 4 through 6 organically. If you show in the map pack top 3, do I need to worry about organic as much and location pages showing up as so to close my 3 pack together a problem? Okay. So if you show in map pack top 3, do I need to worry about organic as much and location pages showing up so close to my 3 pack together? Is that a problem? Well, your GBP is a outline or an overview of all the services you provide, right? And the objective is two things. It's twofold. One is I want my GBP to rank for every service. Obviously, Google only usually gives you a keyword set or a service set. But the second part is rank as far in proximity as you possibly can, right? So is it a problem? No. But remember, that's my goal. Here's my services. This is who I am. This is what I do. And this is where I do my thing, right? So that's the goal that you're trying to achieve. I'm not worried about anything as long as it fits into those two buckets. All right? That's it. So so do I care that there's... No. Somewhere in my products, I'm saying secondary locations I provide. Now, if they're outside the state or some, 100 miles away, then obviously, come on, let's not get too greedy. And I had a profile we tested this on, and it was very, very interesting. Actually, I could show you one of them. This was a long time ago. We did we did like a little test thing here. So if you take a look here, and I don't know if it's still in here, it is. So what we did is we filled, see the products. So we had Safe Financial Advisor. This is a test case. I don't believe this gentleman is in business anymore. It's just a test. Actually, I think he moved. I don't recall, but in any case, this was a test of ours. So yes, he offers these services in these locations. He has licenses, yada, yada. But we were being greedy on purpose. And what we found was, it was very interesting. At the time, we were only getting rewarded. Now, we weren't getting any flipping traffic, but we were going up against Merrill Lynch, right? Like, it's hard to beat Merrill Lynch and banks within a particular area, right? But as soon as we added these particular states for each of the services, Google started to reward us in the 100 results, not ranking, obviously, because we weren't trying to win. But as soon as we added these product types, we started to get visibility, right? Now, he didn't want to invest the dollars, and it was just a test, but it proved to me that you can go wild, but they're not going to give you everything. You get what I'm saying here? Like, you could go way outside of your proximity base. Even states, like, we covered every state, and Google will show you, but you would have to put in extra work to actually get some rank. Now, I heard this thing beep, so that means this guy's in here. Let's see what he has to say and welcome him. What's up, brother? How are you? Hamad. How are you, dude? I don't hear you. I clicked your button.
You hear me?
I do hear you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for your time.
Of course.
So, like, I see your seminar. It's very interesting, and it's like totally related to our field. And let me introduce you first. I am Hamad from Pakistan, and right now I'm working in medical field. And I also have like some experience in SEO. So I start working on tool-based sites, and when I created the tools on the SEO side, like I face lots of problem. If you don't mind, can I share my screen?
Go for it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Will it let you? I'll try it. I never had anybody share their screen.
So
I'll be honest with you, not on this platform. Go for it,
let
dude.
me try if I have the option to share my screen.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
Okay, I
so
see you. Okay, cool.
alright, so
Analytics, my man. Ooh, in Pakistan. Now, what's with Pakistan? How come you guys have so much trouble buying computers and stuff? Like, how come I can't ship my guys computers from the USA? Like, what's the deal?
like you have to uh, use some. Let
Like a
me
third
let.
party or something. He was telling me, like, I have to buy it here. It has to already be here.
Do you want to buy from Pakistan or send computer to Pakistan?
I figured it out, but I just thought it was a load of baloney. I thought he was just trying to like pull a fast one. But
Mm-hmm.
he wanted a MacBook because he was doing some work with me, and he's like, Chris, I thank you, but just send me the money so I could get it here because you can't just send it here. So is
So
that
there is,
baloney? Is that true or false?
uh, in some cases, yes, and in some cases, no.
Okay.
Like in Pakistan, the rate is very low. If you buy a computer in US, like in $1,000, in Pakistan, we can like able to buy it in $200 to $300. So as compared to US, in Pakistan, the rates are very low.
Yeah, well, he
So
did. He showed me what he purchased. It was an older model, but it was a Mac. It was a Mac laptop. It was I don't like Apple, but anyway, I
yeah,
digress. What are you showing me
yeah,
here?
like
Download YouTube thumbnails.
yeah, like
Is this your
recently,
tool?
I'm working on some tools, and I built a tool. It's named YouTube Thumbnail Downloader. So in this tool, like I'm providing user to download any YouTube thumbnail, image, banner, whatever they want. So on the developer side, I will like add each and everything, all functional working, but on the SEO side, I'm a little bit weak on the SEO side. So in short, like when I publish my tool, Google might rank my tool. Let me show you my console
How many
as well.
tools like this do you have?
Uh, this is the one, and also I am working on this tool. It's quick CP tester. Like in this tool, I provide multiple function. It's related to the keyboard test, mic test, mouse test. So, like,
And what are you making
there
this
are two
in?
types of size.
Are this is this the Django? What did you
This
make
one.
this in? What did you make these tools in?
Uh, do you want to ask about the reason or how I build these tools?
Yeah, in which language did you build this tool in?
So I built in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Okay. And it's not like a builder, you built the JavaScript yourself, correct?
Yeah, it's like totally custom tool. I write the code on my end. I do not use any WordPress or any other thing. It's totally custom tool.
Do you know PHP? Can you build
Little bit
Chrome
like
extensions?
me. Yeah,
Yeah?
yep. So
Okay. Or WordPress extensions is what I meant to say. So you could build WordPress or Chrome extensions?
I am not, but my big brother is like a full stack developer, and he know each and everything. I'm like just new in this field, and I just recently completed my CS degree from the university, and now I'm in the field and trying to like understand the field and also do some
Okay.
experiment how the things are going.
Is your wow, you speak, man. I see I had a few okay. Okay. Well, let's you're looking to rank this right here?
Yep.
What's the URL? Download
It's
thumbnail download
download by let me share you the
download
link.
YT thumbnail. Okay. Okay. Well, do you have any tool sets such as SEMrush or Ahrefs?
I bought these tools, but like today the subscription got expired, so I had to like buy again.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Flickover?
No, not yet.
Okay. Well, check out Flickover in your
Mhm.
spare time. FLIK over. I think that
Let
could
me
be
check
wildly
this.
useful for um, your optimization. Yeah, well, or you could do it right now. Yeah, the second one. The second one.
Okay.
You're the man, dude. Yep, that's the one.
I
Oh,
think
where did it take you?
it's not.
Oh, it looks like it put something in the thing though. Contact two. You might want to just take it to the .com. Yeah. Should be cool.
Maybe it's like that loud in our country.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, it's that red one there though. Just make sure. Yeah, that's odd. Well, fair enough. Yeah, don't go to the purple one. I don't know who that is, but anyway, but that's the plug. But anyway, that's that. So when you have your
Mhm,
polls, um,
mhm.
and those guys have been around a long time, they're very trustworthy. So here, if you don't mind, now that I have your domain, is that your primary question, sir? You want to know how
Yeah,
to take that up?
yeah, like there are a lot of issue I'm facing. Initial, I'm facing like 404 rejections. Also, there are some logical tags missing. I add each and everything, and like this tool is related to the downloading images and each and everything. So this is not the content. Like user did not need any content. The purpose of this tool, user need thumbnail from YouTube. Once, whenever they come, let me show you. Like,
It downloads the thumbnail. I get it.
yeah.
Yeah, I got you. It's simple enough. Very, very
So
simple concept.
whenever
And you want
user
to get traffic, get six
like,
months of traffic, and then sell it, right? Is that the
yeah.
goal? Yeah, fair enough. All right. How many of these do you
So
think you could crank out in a month?
I did not add like any content or anything. Right now, I'm just working on the functionality, and each and everything is working. So there are some issues in I'm also
Well, that's okay.
I'm also
But I get
confused.
the
So if
here's
you
the core thing. Do you want to know how to rank this page? At least start working towards the
yep,
steps? Or do you have another question?
yep.
Okay.
So
Here,
I
I'm
just
going to
want
take
to
you
know
straight.
about like so this is the search console. Let me show you of right.
Oh, it's brand new.
So like
Yeah, it's
I
brand
like
new.
launched this tool in last October.
Yeah, it's new. Yeah, you're gonna have some trouble. Okay. All right. Here, I'm gonna grab this and I'll share with you a few things. All right. If you don't.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
Here, take a look at this. And you might know this. Maybe you'll get a couple people who'll see this. Hopefully, the
Mhm.
maybe a few people. I mean, I don't get many people watching my stuff, but maybe you'll get a couple hits. Who knows? Hopefully, I can help you with some hits. But here's the optimizations.
Okay.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see. Yep, I
All
can
right.
see.
Now, is the primary market that you want to service in the United States?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what we'll do. Let's oh, we don't want to do this one. Let's come over here and we will go to so it is YouTube thumbnail downloader.
Yep.
Is that the big primary term? 14,000. Okay.
Yep.
And then you don't show up yet. There's already a bunch of players. So let's just take a look at something here quick. Oh, this guy. Well, here's a piece of information for you. Look at this guy. He's leveraging this platform and pumping it. See this? This is a parasite play right here. So that's just a secondary piece of information. So Google will let anything in here that's authoritative. So in one
Mhm.
play, does it have to be YT downloader as the URL? You could go buy a church site and turn it into a YT downloader and it'll probably go. Something that has prior authority. You get what I'm saying? And
Yep.
we know that this is clear because I'm seeing parasites come in here, right? So
Yep.
parasites are jumping in here based upon authority. So that's one play. If you just want to wham bam and just make some quick money. But if it's
Mhm.
more about a long term play, those types of app tools, especially now, you're only getting what 1.2x on a 6 month. You probably need a year of consistent traffic and sales and only be able to sell it for what 1.2, 1.5, maybe 2x its yearly income. They're not very
Mhm.
profitable. So parasite could be a good way, but let's go further. So first thing that we want to do, other than identifying our competition, is we want to take a look at, see who's in front of us. And we need to identify what authority type, age, is
Mhm.
Google rewarding. So you can't always look at is this an internal page? It is not. Vigilante. All right. So I'm looking for an internal. Here shows an internal. So this will be a true age. The reason why you don't want to look at homepage is because in Wayback Machine, it'll show you
Mhm.
initial or the most recent registration date. Internal page will give you a true depiction of the age. So age
Mhm.
is the number one factor. Okay.
Okay.
Page age, not domain age. All right. So
Mhm.
here we're going to take a look at this. We're going to go to Wayback because this is a big factor for determining this. So we're going to take a look and see. We want to see how long has this guy been playing ball. All right, so we can see here he's only got a 2-year run on us. So
Mhm.
if I wanted to get into this tool market, the first thing I would do is who's
Mhm.
selling a site that's 3 years or older. That's step
Mhm.
number one. Anything related to anything. Here's the next thing that
Mhm.
I would look at for ranking. All right. So when we take a
Okay.
look at this, we come inside here. We're not going to take a look at the parasite play, but what we want to
Mhm.
look at is we want to look at this guy here.
Mhm.
We're going to bring him into a tool such as SEMrush, and we're going to look at the referring domains. And what we're
Mhm.
looking to identify is, well, which link graph is he in?
Okay.
It's not a game account, it's a game of category. So here's what you
Mhm.
do. You come inside of here, you throw this in, and you can't just take the first player. You want to get true winners will always be in the same category because sites that are in a link graph are actually connected. All right.
Mhm.
So here's what you'll do. You come over here, you look at this. So info technology, online, mass media, computers, right?
Okay.
Gee, I wonder why they're number one. So you take something like this, you go over here, you go to paint, or I'm just giving you my process. Hopefully it
Okay.
helps you. So here's a winner, right? So we grab this. There's the winner. Now I can almost guarantee you that it might be different amounts, but it'll be the same category. Winners are always in the same link graph. So then you go to
Mhm.
this player. So far, what are we looking for? We're looking for 3 years or better in
Mhm.
these categories. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So here we go. So how much you want to bet? We got the same categories, maybe in different amounts. Winners are usually in the same. So we take a look at this. We'll come inside of here just to show you something. Different amounts. I see some
Mhm.
differences here. We don't care about that one. Info. Is info to see it?
Yep. I can see.
It's identical categories. They're actually in the
Mhm.
same sort order, but the volumes are different because
Mhm.
the DRs or the authority of said site, this guy needed 50, probably because he's buying cheap, right? Buying lower equity.
Mhm.
But look at same. So age category are number one things. Now here's the
Okay.
next thing you need to go look at if you really want to be a winner. So here's what you want to look at next. So, and you can buy your way into these things. You can't, you're not going to run up the ladder. You might get lucky because query deserves diversity. Like there's players that'll get lucky because people like business owners will show me them all the time. They'll say, oh, yeah, but look at this. Because
Mhm.
there's something called QDD, query deserves diversity. But we don't want a
Okay.
maybe. We want a guarantee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a guarantee. So 3 years old in those categories. And then here's the next play. We're going to take a look at the winner. Now that's intrusive the way they're pitching me consistently with the ad set, right?
Mhm.
But what is also going on is they probably have a conversion set, right? They're tracking, and they have that code. So
Mhm.
it's in Google's best interest to show, and that also means that Google's consistently coming to the site. But I know you have this. So every time
Okay.
they show that, that means Google's doing a check. Probably they're probably coming and dinging the site. Do you understand what I mean by this?
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
understand.
So they're always, even though it's not going to count as a hit, Google's always coming back. They're making sure, hey, is there spam? Are they phishing? Is it malware? Is it safe to send my users over
Mhm.
here? So
Mhm.
that's a factor. So now let's take a look at this guy. What's he doing here? It looks like he sent me somewhere else. Let's take a look down here. This is real crappy. I love it. Let's see if he's
Mhm.
doing anything shady. 127. So it should be relatively 11%. Okay, is that pretty typical? Very high percentages, relatively high percentages. So that's in this particular market. I think that's going to be it. So it's looking to me, they're not playing any type of, let's take a look. Everything is download. Let's see if they know about internal linking. Give me a second here. Yeah, they're not playing any game. It's a game of age and category. For this particular element, you want to mirror. Do you know what mirroring headers is? Like,
Yeah,
okay, so
you
mirror
have
the
it.
headers, mirror the optimization within the headers, get to about
Mhm.
12% density within the text. It's a very
Mhm.
simple on-page play here, but your
Mhm.
key reason why you're going to have trouble in performance is going to be age and category of link. If you can meet those four things, you'll get onto
Mhm.
the first page. But you'll never hit first three unless you have the categories and the age equal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That'll help you.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's like very helping
Thank
for
you.
me.
I'm glad I could.
One more question. Like
Sure.
if I buy a expired domain and then like upload code on the expired domain, the expired domain is, for example, I buy a domain age 3 or 4 years, and what about
Ex-
this?
well, expired domains get you equity, but
Mhm.
expired domains don't get you age. So what you want is before it dumps, it's called pending delete.
Mhm. Yeah.
You're looking for pending delete domains. So what you want to do is go buy Register Compass.
Mhm.
It's cheap. In my opinion, it's relatively inexpensive. Or there's tools or companies like SEO Domains, Message Callan, right? And you're looking for a pending delete domain that is in those categories that has that
Mhm.
age.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the sauce, man. I don't know why I like you, dude. Ah, today's your day, bro.
So in 2026, like SEO is very challenging.
No, everything is no. It's in your mind. It's only as hard as you make it. It's very
Mhm.
simple. I mean, look at your competitors, dude. Look at these guys. You're telling me you're not better than this site? Come on, right? If this guy
Yeah.
can do it, you're up next. And that's how I think about everything.
I will try my best, and if I get the result, I will definitely share it with you.
You're going to get there. What's your other question?
What about the backlinks? Like, I see some domains here, like they are just newly registered through the whatever, like Namecheap. Like they uploaded the code front end, back end, and then just getting a backlink when the like if they get a high 30 backlink, they like get the traffic and rank in the Google. And also, if in initial I create cloud backlinks, is it healthy for website or for SEO? Normally, like I build Web 2.0 profile backlinks and this kind of stuff, but most of the competitors, like they are getting guest posts from the premium websites. That's the main reason they are getting more traffic.
Well, all right, you got a couple questions there. If I'm looking for here, it doesn't matter here. Let's see here. So it's clear as day what the play is here, right?
Mhm.
So when we
Yeah.
come down this list here, Yahoo, mass media, PR. So like even when you break down these categories, it's quick and easy to see that what are they doing? Well, when we see
Mhm.
mass media is PR. Online services is generally directories. Sometimes
Mhm.
it will be sites considered like it could be a web 2, but generally directories types that are going to list other SaaS products or products like yours, right? It doesn't have to be a local business to be a directory. And then
Mhm.
this info tech, when you're scrolling down this list, they probably, here, what'll tell the tale of how
Mhm.
much money you actually need to spend is this. Here, you probably want actionable, not strategy. So here's what I would do. If we want to get there as cheap as possible, right?
Yep.
All right. So no matter what, you'll have to invest the money. You'll have to spend the $20 or $10 to secure a pending delete to get the age. You have to buy the age, right? So whatever your budget is, set your budget, make sure it's in your category, but you have to buy
Mhm.
the age. The next thing that I would do is I can acquire the links of high quality where I just
Mhm.
need relevance. I don't need the age by acquiring the expireds. Because now I can
Mhm.
start gobbling up expired domains for $10, $12 a unit, right?
Mhm.
So
Yep.
just look at the winners and see. You can do what is called backlink analysis, a gap analysis, to figure out which authoritative assets in these categories do they have. Like Yahoo is obviously an authoritative asset, and One Mobile, this is probably a guest post. So all
Yep.
we're looking to do is figure out how many high quality links do they have that are category specific, and then you buy them expired. You with me?
Okay.
So you probably
Yep.
spend 30, $40 on expired, spend
Mhm.
$50 on a aged pending
Mhm.
delete, mix them
Mhm.
together, get your on page right, and you'll probably hit. Especially for something like this. Like this is easy. But the easier it is to hit, the less money you'll make. So do you want
Okay.
base hits? You're not going to hit a home run doing this, but you can take your base hits and then you make your investment. I used to do
Okay.
stuff like this.
All
But
right. Now I get
yeah,
that.
can you
Let
make
me try
a
this.
Chrome extension? I want to remake the keywords everywhere tool, but without all the advertisements. Can you do that for me? I'll pay
Yep,
you.
I can do. Yep, I can
Can you? How
do.
long?
Let me see each and everything about this tool, and then I will let you know. Like first, I have to view.
Can you? Because you can actually see. I've talked with other developers before that are in countries that I can actually afford,
Mhm.
and I always had trouble conveying what I wanted. So it's been a
Uh,
struggle for me. I
like,
want to remake exactly its functionality
mhm.
and give it. I want to give it very either free or very inexpensive, but no ads. I want the same tool for myself and for my people, and I'll
Okay.
gladly pay you. Can you call me outside of WhatsApp or no?
Sure, I will do.
Okay, here's the number. It's 570,
Let me just
or
open it
send
over
me a text
here.
message. What's your first name?
It's Hamad, Hammad.
Hamad. Okay, Hamad. I'm Chris, and I would gladly pay. And I would have if you have a fast turnaround and it works and has the functionality that I need. I have many
Mhm.
I have many jobs that need to be done
All
in
right,
this
thank you.
space that would help me. So
Sure,
yeah,
sure, I will
570.
definitely.
It's five seven
Yep,
zero 810.
570.
Yep, 810 1080.
8, 10, 10. So
Yep.
it's 570-810-81010, right?
It's 570-810-1080.
Perfect. I will
Perfect.
definitely give you a call on WhatsApp.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Thank you
Cool.
for your time and for
Thank
your
you for
help.
your time. Hit me
Thank you.
up. I'll,
Have a
I'll
good.
be waiting for you. That'd be good. I'm ready. Keyword tool, and then the next we'll do an on-page tool. I'm
All
ready.
right. So, okay, I will give you a call on WhatsApp.
Okay. Sounds wonderful. I appreciate you. Blessings. Have a good day.
Bye. Bye for now.
Goodbye for now. I I always like guys in other countries. They're so nice, respectful. I like that guy. And if you're still on there, you'll make more with me making tools and helping me than probably making those. I hope we could do something, man. I've been looking for somebody that could actually produce the thing that I need fast enough. Yeah, that would be good for the team. I need an on-page tool that they can use, not a Python script. I can make scripts and collaboratory scripts all day long, but when I hand it off to Tammy and Dave, they're like, "What am I supposed to do with this?" They don't. They're not with it. So I have a maps tool to run individual queries. I have an entity tool. Yeah, I need a few things, so that could be good. And if it's really something sweet, partner with you. I had another guy, but he vanished. He got married, had a child, and he vanished from the space of this earth. You know, Sammy, if you ever see this dude, what's up, man? Yeah, he was always fair, though. Anyway, I love you guys. If there's any other questions, sorry, I'm pontificating. All right. Oh, Southern. Okay, 34 pages. Now you got my attention. You are the man. Yep. Okay, see, you got it. Oh, I never. Oh, I forgot to give you that piece, that 34 question. Here, back into the subject. Oh, it dawned on me. So remember, all right, rewind. So you remember our depth of concept, all right? Remember what we were just chatting about? So he said that 34. And the reason for that is you have your homepage or main entity, right? Or we can call it a homepage, okay? Then you have primary service, also known as a top level category page. Then you have your service location pages, right? Where see the depth, and then you have your information. Now, what I never want to see a business owner, and I see them do it all the time, and I implore you, please don't, is you will start creating your fault. There's a guy that has it half right, and just because a certain strategy works in other countries, don't bring that to the US. Just because it's semantically connected, I assure you, you will cannibalize and just beat yourself in the head in 2026. So, my best advice is at no time is if I have one service page and service location, I have, say, 30. So that's 31 pages that have commercial intent, right? 31 commercial intent. We're talking about local here. I'm not talking about affiliate or e-com, none of that. I'm talking about local. That's my specialty. That's where I specialize, right? That's where I spend my time, a considerable amount of time. Decade plus, I've been thinking about this. So not just this subject, many subjects, but 31 pages, high commercial intent. Do not have more than 31 informational pieces. Why? Because you will have, when Google sees that my depth of concept is primarily info based, right? And then you answer every query imaginable. Not only will not all of these show up in the forward facing index, yes, they'll get indexed, yes, they'll get crawled, and you might get a trickle of traffic, which is just bot traffic, right? Because it's buried, it's in the index, but it's not really getting seen, it's just getting pinged and recrawled from internal links, right? But we can't have our information over exceed our high commercial intent. Why, you wonder? Very simple. You're not a blog. You're a service business. Informational content is also known in marketing terms as information assisted selling. That is there to pass internal relevance and to answer queries in a buy cycle in order to support the main idea, which is to sell. You with me? So do not let your info. That's why you want to have 8 evergreen. Have every intent, every query inside of a funnel. And now let's talk about the framework of structuring said page. Okay? Let's go back to our example. All right? Come on over here. Let me show you something. When you come inside of when you come inside of a page or inside of SEMrush, let me show you something. we're going to go over to the keyword magic tool, and we are going to put in a base keyword or a primary key phrase. And we're going to stick with the same example. The example is going to be car lawyer, okay? And now I'm in the law space. You can even see, looks like we were doing clothes of some sort recently. I have like boot companies and stuff that I work with. I do some e-com. I do a little bit of everything. But here, let's take a look at car lawyer. Okay, car accident lawyer. Okay, now come over here with me. Let me show you something. When we come inside of here, what we're looking at is we want to look at the questions. Okay, so here's a framework to work inside. Remember, a page ranks for more than one term. So what you're looking for is, you can see here. So here's our informational queries. Should is oftentimes going to overexceed with what, when, why, where, how. Okay. Now, because we have such high volume, high intent, we can take a look down this list. So should I get a lawyer for a car accident? What does a car accident lawyer do? Should I get a lawyer for a minor car accident? So should I could be one that's relevant for car accident. So let's keep going down this list. Should I? Do I need a lawyer for an accident? Do I need a car settlement? Okay. Should I get a lawyer after a car accident? So here we go. So you can see here, we build a base piece of content. Okay. And it looks like we have two informational query types that are describing the same thing. For instance, should I get a car accident? Should I get a lawyer for a minor car accident? Do I need a lawyer for a car accident? Do I need a lawyer for a car accident settlement? Should I get a lawyer after a car accident? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Head term, highest volume, highest intent volume, or highest potential chance of getting of topic. Should I get a car accident? Should I get a lawyer for a car accident? So primary optimization in the title tag, H1, and the URL will be what? Should I get a lawyer for a car accident? Now, remember, a page ranks for more than one thing as long as it's the same topic. Remember, you check Google. I'm just looking at SEMrush to give you a framework. The shoulds and the do's can be in one page. How do I talk about both? Well, when I have my H1, should I get my car accident lawyer, I have paragraph text that describes or gives that answer. My H2 is what? Should I get a lawyer for a minor car accident? Should I get for minor? Still talking about the main subject. It doesn't deserve its own page. And it certainly isn't going to go into a high commercial intent page like car accident. It blows my mind that in 2026, with Google's complete understanding of syntax, that I see question marks on high commercial intent pages. Why? You're the expert. Experts do not have queries. We're not questioning. We're giving statements on high commercial intent because we're the expert. We further build depth of concept on supporting content and build that relevance in, right? So I don't have question marks on my high commercial intent. I'd combine the shoulds and the do's. All of the how questions I combine, all the whens, all the whys, all the wheres, all the bests, all the verses. You combine them all into one evergreen piece that points to the top level page. That way I can push my relevance in. And I have all of the queries. Are you with me? Does that make sense to you? I hope that it does. This is a big shift in 2026. See, this is the stuff that's actually changing, right? This is the stuff that nobody's saying that actually makes the difference. And it's very logical, okay? So, and the shoulds and the do's, or even if you just want to take all the shoulds, it's up to you. Put them and formulate them into a page, okay? Take all the do's, formulate them, and put them into a page. Where do I put the other head terms? into H tags and then describe to give more information. And then I can build internal links to top level pages. And then when you have information, don't forget, my top level pages are in the header. Top level pages are in the footer. I might have a table of contents or jump links that go to pages or to sections within the page. And then in my sidebar, I'm pointing to location pages and top level location pages and other supporting content. That way, I have a depth of concept, and through internal linking, I'm stating, hey, I'm the expert. And you answer every query imaginable, geo-specific, broad match, exact match, location specific, informational type, every informational intent type imaginable. If you have a flipping car accident in Miami, Florida, I'm your guy or gal, right? If you want to have a better job done, probably a lady, right? Or there's a lady on the team. I don't know. Is that bad? I don't know. I have found that they're very diligent, in my opinion. From my personal experience, in my opinion, I would much rather a lady lawyer. But that's me. They're very good. Anywho, let's move forward. If you're available, can we do a short meeting? I'm available. Oh, yeah, you meant like just now? Yeah, of course. Can you do a video on vectors? Not yet. I have a few things releasing. I have a client, a big client that has proof of concept proved out. We're deploying for ourselves. We're calling it brand amplification. And that's going to be, it's the real new SEO. Well, everybody's trying to replace the mundane task worker, the $250 a month person. I'm trying to increase the top line, not get rid of the bottom common denominator, right? Like everybody's trying to use AI to replace their cheapest worker, not us. I'm looking to maximize overall profit. It's a wildly different thing. Like I don't want to use AI to automate stuff that could like simple crap. Like let them chase that. That's not what I am interested in. I'm interested in having a deeper understanding of what LLMs are doing in order to maximize profit for my best clients. And that's what I'm focused on. All right, brother. So I'm not going to give up the tapes to these wannabes yet. You know what I'm saying? So, because everybody I've listened to so far has no idea what's going on. Barely any of them. It's wild, actually. I was on a conference the other day and I couldn't believe it. I was baffled and bewildered. I was actually being showcased how semantic search works. And I was like dumbfounded. I almost thought I was in a cartoon. It was so laughable, in my opinion. Now, I've been wrong more times than I've been right. But I've done I know what RAG is. I understand cosine similarity. I understand it all. I've seen it all, and I know how to capitalize. And I've been teaching pieces of it, and the things that I've learned that we've gotten proofs on for larger clients, I've been executing. I still have to eat, right? So the plan was we had proof of concept within the group. I broke it up into pieces in my mastermind, like as I was testing it to understand. The next step was I deployed for a very large client of mine, 2 of them actually, to some success, but I made a mistake along the way when launching out bulk content, because that's when I realized that the bulk content's good in the short term, but it's removed. So that's when I figured out, it's about vector database. It's about showing up in vector database. And that's the game. That's the real game. And then there's, of course, semantic SEO. You still have to do the requirements. There's still foundational SEO and good semantic SEO still has to transpire. But it's co-citation and vector database. That's the new link building. So in my opinion, I'm just one guy though, and some people say I'm crazy. Probably not, though. Not on this one. But anyway, let's move forward. But soon, I need to be able to have I can't show my best clients. Like, we made some transitions. Though I do have one client. Like, if you're looking to sell a house in any major city, I guarantee you myself is on the first page, along with one of my best friends of all time. So like the proof is in the pudding, and not yet, brother. I will need to get my boy over to do a video. I like it. I'm an old man. I don't know how to. Good stuff. I'll be ready next time. Oh, doing a video for yourself or do video here. That's entirely up to you, but it's flick on your camera and it's on. Good stuff as always. Thank you. Bought me lunch, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. South Charlotte Services. You're the man, brother. Anything I could do for you, man. You've made numerous donations to me. I truly appreciate that. Even if it was $2, I really do. Thank you. Thank you. Seeing what makes me sick, and no negativity. I'm sorry. It's just what's loudest right now is the people that don't know what's going on. And it's mind blowing to me. I can't believe, like, YouTube is pushing and Google is pushing like nonsense. It's craziness. It's like complete opposite of what, in my opinion, and what I've seen and tested out to be true, but only in certain markets, is wildly different than what I'm seeing others talk about and what they're doing. Way different. Way, 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 way different. Like, it's just completely different. But we all see the same thing through different eyes. Maybe my understanding is just wrong, that is highly unlikely, but it could be. I've made some mistakes along the way. Like this guy, like how you handled it. Can't teach hustle, as my coach used to say. Yes, you can't teach. Yes, that's big facts. Yeah, you can't teach hustle. Yeah, I'm having that with my son, and I know he's young, but like I was trying to like set him up. Like, he'll do the flea markets, like where the table and stuff. Like, he'll do that, but he's not a fan of the handshake deals. Like, we'll go out and do like a little garage sale. I'll set up like a table and stuff. He'll sell lemonade. He'll do but he doesn't like the hand to hand where they just like come up and haggle and stuff. Like, he's not into that. So yeah, you can't teach hustle. I know. But then again, he doesn't. Yeah. When you have to buy your own cheeseburger, then you start things change. I know. Like your honesty. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. That's the only thing that I watch 100 of your videos, by far the best. Definitely old G. Yes. Oh yeah. Hello, Captain. I'm your big fan. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. From Indonesia. Oh, you guys in Indonesia know what's going on. See, I watch the Bangla content and I read and digest it. Thailand has great content. Indonesia. Dude, I have some guys running some slot games in Indonesia. Bananas. Like, these guys are, like, I showed just a sliver, and this was a few years back. I got yelled at too. I had a guy running a crypto casino. And he was ranking like top 5 for like one of them, right? And I showed one of his tactics at that time was a JavaScript embed of sorts, along with other things. But I've learned a lot. Anyway, Indonesia, I love you guys. Let's see what you got. I implement semantic content and entities and got 50K organic visitor from US and Europe. How to avoid entity stuffing. By understanding entity diversity and entity density. See, the 2 standard deviation rule still applies for entities. And that's how you avoid that, right? So if I still need to look at the document, if I'm looking at the winners, the top 100 winners, right? I'm identifying the most relevant entities, and I'm looking for, so that's the words. I'm looking for the entity density, so how many times those most relevant words are being used, and then the diversity, how many unique entities that are the most relevant are being used. Once you get those three, you average out and go 2 standard deviations above, and there you go. And that's how you avoid it. You go for the most relevant, you get your count right, and then you have a unique diversity, but only of the most relevant. Don't count them all. If it's 0.5, don't count it. I'm looking for a 1 or higher. Simple. I want a 1-to-1 on the entity. Not almost relevant, not just semantically kind of connected, right? I saw a guy, he had a good run. He had a pretty good run. And he was doing, he showed me, what did he show me? He showed me what a triple was. A semantic triple, or basically a semantic triple, right? And in understanding that was kind of interesting, but it was egregious amounts of work. So in any case, do those things that I mentioned. I think you'll do good. Last thing, I'm starting to lose my voice. I didn't think I was yelling. My son told me the other day, I do like Pokemon videos with him. We were doing there's this thing called oh man, it's the new wave. I mean, this is just one platform. I'm trying to sign them up for Amazon Live, but it's like live selling on eBay, right? So we have like live eBay. We were doing oh my gosh, what is it called? It's yellow and black logo. I can't think of it. It slipped my mind right now. But we've been doing live. We've been doing giveaways and pitching the card, like opening them up live and stuff. It's fun, right? Doing live selling. So he's doing that too. He likes doing the online stuff. But what was that question though? Oh, he told me I was yelling. Yeah, he said I yell a lot. What is it? Wish or? Oh my gosh. Oh, it's not on this phone. What is that called? Oh my goodness. No. 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 Whatnot. That's it. Whatnot. It's yellow and black. We have a whatnot. We've been pitching Pokemon on. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I watch. I help because you have to be a certain age or whatnot. So I was like, it's my account, but yeah, we sell Pokies. I'm trying to teach them the hustle. Not hustle, but be a businessman. That was a big shift for me in my life. This isn't a hustle. This is business. This is commerce. It's flow, right? It's essential for your life and your well-being. The strangers have everything you want, in the words of Cardone, right? So last thing is, have a blessed night. Thank you, sir. I hope you do too. It's 10 o'clock here, so I'm going to use the lavatory. And I love you guys. I truly appreciate you. Please take the time, if you have not already, check me out. Go over to grayhatseo.com. Yes, I know it's Gray Hat SEO, but don't be scared. Don't be scared of transparency, because that's all it means. I'm actually being honest with pricing. This isn't value-based pricing. This is deliverable-based pricing. Everything is based upon deliverable. I do fair service for a fair price, right? It's not value-backed. It's not promise-based. I don't say, oh, it's $5,000 and then just magically come up with something. No, it's all deliverable and it's all factored out, okay? And the gray hat only means that I'm not lying. I'm upfront about everything that I do, all right? So don't be scared of the name. It's just transparency, all right? I'm gray hat. I'm right in the middle. I won't break a rule and I won't get you a penalty, but I will walk on the line, okay? So services right now available. PR of all flavors. You could check it out. Consulting, one-on-one, and group coaching every Thursday on YouTube, and a private class. Alongside of that, we have a testing group, but that's about to go super private and very private. And then we do management and we do service. Agencies, if you want to work with an agency that has unlimited scale, and there's actually at a cost where you could get in and actually make money, please We do everything. Daily posting. We do the scheduling. We do the traffic, the impressions, the setup, the weekly meetings. We do everything white label at a price that you can actually make dough on. All right? I assure you. And it's backed. I've been online forever. Go and read my reviews. You'll find maybe one, right? Miscommunication is always anybody could ever say. Okay? But it's always cleared up. And I've been doing this online in public for 10 years, and there's probably one negative review out there. So come on. So there's that. You need white label service, chrispalmer.org. You want managed white label, come see me at Grey Hat SEO. Mastermind is on its way. I have something in the works, some testing going on / other pieces. It's part of a plan. Things always are slower than I want them to be, but hey, I'm not going anywhere. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for enjoying this with me. If you have questions, leave it below this video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.